I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first so you know who I am and where I'm coming from. My name is Ingrid, and I have a bachelor's degree in dietetics. I also am a certified personal trainer and a corrective exercise specialist. So I do all those three things. That was not my real job for 32 years. I was a public educator, but I retired early and decided to go into personal training. And I've discovered that a lot of folks don't really know how to eat properly, a lot. So I'm going to help you, if you'll let me, do some things, some changes in your life that are going to make a huge difference. So let's start with the first one. The first thing we're going to do is get rid of added sugar from our diet. It's the quickest, easiest way to look better, feel better, and lose some weight. Even if you change no other habit and you quit eating added sugars, you're going to lose some weight. It just happens. The biggest thing that you can do to help your body get stronger, get healthier, or lose weight is to change your diet. You can run, you can jog, you can hike, you can lift weights, you can do all kinds of exercise training, but if you still keep eating bad, it's going to be really, really hard to lose weight. So I want you to think about that. Exercise is great. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. But if you're eating all wrong, the exercise isn't going to change your body. It's not going to help in a lot of ways that you wish it would. So the first thing we're going to do in our diet, and I'm going to be quick about this because I know most of you are in a hurry, is I'm going to help you save time. I'm going to help you save money thinking about dieting. The easiest way to do these things is to start eliminating the bad foods just from the get-go. So we're going to eliminate added sugar. You're going to do this for 3 weeks, for 21 days. They say, studies say, scientists say, somebody says 21 days creates a habit. I don't believe that to be necessarily true when it comes to eating, because food is in our face every single day. So I would say more like 90 days actually creates a real habit. But we're going to start with 21 days, and then we're going to go on to the next habit that I'm going to have you fix. The first habit, like I said, is getting rid of added sugar. So what is added sugar? Added sugar is the sugar that we add to any food to make it taste better. Companies add a lot of different kinds of sugars. Some of them we don't even recognize. They look more like a chemical word than they do look like a food word. And I will tell you, some of them are very, very processed chemicals that happen to be very sweet, that come from certain natural elements, but they've been adjusted to make the food look a certain way or be softer or enhance the flavor, so they think, so that people start eating it. And then we as people get used to that certain flavor, that certain taste, that certain sugar rush, and we keep eating it and eating it. So the first thing I want you to do is get rid of the obvious added sugars. Cakes, cookies, candies, ice cream, sodas. Sodas is a real big one for people. We get addicted to the caffeine in the soda and the sugar. So we're going to get rid of those. I want you to eliminate those from your diet. You know which ones they are. If they're in your pantry, maybe you can throw them away. Get rid of them. It's not good for anybody in your family. That doesn't mean from time to time we don't have a treat or we don't celebrate. It means 95% of the time you're not going to eat junk food. The second thing we're going to look at is hidden added sugars. Hidden added sugars are sugars that we don't even know what they are. We don't know where they came from, or they may be just regular sugars that are added into the foods that we normally would eat, but we don't even notice it. So in the next 2 slides, I'm going to explain to you a long list of sugars. Some of them you may have never heard of. And then in the slide after that, I'm going to explain to you how to read a food label. So listen up to the slides, and I want you to start thinking about the changes you're going to need to make. So you can see the list of added sugars is long. A lot of them end in the letters OSE. There's others that you recognize, some you never thought about. There's an easier way to figure out how to not purchase food with added sugar, and I'm going to show you that with my next slide. So here's a sample of a nutrition label that you might find on a product at the grocery store. The red arrow shows you where the line is for added sugars. It's right under sugar. The sugar is the natural sugar that comes in the food that you're eating. The added sugar is what the company added to make it taste better, look better, feel softer, etc. So you want to avoid any food that has added sugar, especially for the first 3 weeks. So like I said earlier, I'm going to help you save time and I'm going to help you save money. Now, just by getting rid of junk food, which is very expensive, you're going to save quite a bit of money. That money you're going to use to buy the healthier food, which generally is less expensive. So if you're buying fruits and vegetables, for instance, and you're sticking to the seasonal fruits and vegetables, you're going to find you save a lot of money. Obviously, if you're buying berries and it's not summertime, they're coming from a foreign country, so they are going to be more expensive because they had to travel quite far to get to your grocery store. So if you feel like it's expensive, it's really not as expensive as buying a lot of Cokes and a lot of candies, and then you find yourself 10, 15 years up the road pretty sick, pretty unhealthy. Then that gets expensive in lost wages because you're missing work and doctor bills and medicine bills, etc., etc. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. You're doing this for the long haul, not for a quick fix. It's good for a quick fix, but there's really no point to it if you're just going to go right back to the old habits. And I'm telling you right now, I have been addicted to sugar on and off throughout my entire life. I do love sweets. It's an addiction though, and it's something that I have worked very diligently on to eliminate as many added sugars as I can from my regular diet. Okay, so next I'm going to give you some tips to help you make it through these 3 weeks. The first few days are the hardest. And the first thing you're going to need to do if you decide to do this is to go through your pantry and throw out all those processed foods that have added sugar in them. Now, if it's a food that just has a couple grams of added sugar and it's something you really need, then keep it by all means. But if you're seeing something that says 20 grams of added sugar, that's a lot. 1 gram of sugar is 7 calories. So if you're eating 1 serving and you're eating 20 grams of sugar, how many calories is that just in sugar? And for instance, granola is a big one in this area. You really have to hunt for granola that has very, very little added sugar. It sounds healthy, but it's really not. And there's quite a few foods that have added sugar. Salad dressing, spaghetti sauces, crackers, bread, all those kinds of foods that we buy prepackaged and they have a full-on label. Usually they have quite a bit of added sugar in them. If the food doesn't have a label, eggs for instance, it's because basically we know what's in it and nothing has really been added to it. Oatmeal, it has a label, but you'll notice plain oats has no sugar in it. You have to add the sugar yourself. So if you are adding sugar, at least in that respect, you can control how much you're adding to it. Another thing that will help you, especially in the evening, long stressful day, work, kids, etc., etc. Life is hard and it's been harder, particularly these last couple years. We sit down in front of the TV to watch our favorite show or whatever, and we decide we're going to have a treat. You start getting that craving. Have a big bowl of fruit ready to go. Fruit is sugar. It has quite a bit of sugar in it, but the beauty of fruit is it has a lot of fiber in it, which helps keeps your body moving along the way it should be, processing all the other foods you ate. And fruit also has a lot of micronutrients. So all your vitamins and minerals that you need to keep your heart pumping and all your organs moving along, and it helps your skin and it helps your hair and on and on. It does a lot for your body. One missing vitamin can actually start causing you problems. So fruit will help a lot. It helps with the sugar sweet craving, but you're also getting that dose of vitamins that maybe you weren't getting before when you were eating that package of cookies in front of the TV. A third tip, so we're cleaning out our pantry, we're replacing our sweet treat in the evening or whenever you crave your sweet treats with fruit. You can use dried fruit there also, but you need to check the package, the label on the dried fruit. Some dried fruit actually is sprayed with some kind of sugar to make it taste sweeter. So you'll see that in the added sugar line of your label. And then the third thing is drink lots of water during this time. Oftentimes we tend to think that we're hungry, that we're craving something. Ooh, I really gotta have this, I really gotta have that. And you're actually just thirsty, especially if you are a talker in your job, you talk a lot all day long, or you move a lot, you're outside in the heat. You're losing a lot of water quickly by doing those things. So make sure you have a big pitcher of water sitting out for yourself. I like to make fruity waters. I'll throw fresh fruit in there, strawberries, lemons, some lemons and mint, cucumber, whatever you like. There's all kinds of recipes online, and you get a nice pretty picture, and it actually looks good, so it's inviting you to drink up. So every time you think, ooh, I'm hungry, have a glass of water right before and wait about 10-15 minutes and see, am I really hungry for ice cream or was I just really thirsty? So check it out and start paying attention to your body. The first 3 days are going to be hard. The first week will be hard. The first 3 days are pretty tough if you are a regular sugar eater or sugar user. By the end of the third week, you're going to discover that when you wake up in the morning, you're not quite as foggy. So sugar has a similar effect on your brain as alcohol use. So if you're drinking alcohol every night before you go to bed, you may not even realize it anymore if you've been doing it for quite a while, but you're a little foggy in the morning. If you can be real strict and not do the added sugar. I'm not telling you not to do alcohol yet if that happens to be your habit. If you can quit the alcohol, that's excellent too, because that's a lot of extra sugar also. So that'll be another video when we're talking about alcohol, cocktails, etc. So right now, just cut out added sugar. We're going to do this one step at a time so that it's not such a shock to you, not so frustrating, especially if you have one bad day at work or at home or whatever. Your first instinct may be to eat a bunch of food that has sugar in it. And if we eliminate that, it's easy not to do just that one thing, and maybe you can substitute something else for it. So I'm trying to help you focus down on correcting one bad behavior at a time. And I call them bad behaviors because they are bad. Having a piece of cake at a party once in a while or a scoop of ice cream once in a while, that's not the bad part. It's the day in, day out, consistent. And I'm going to confess here, if I start my day with sugar, so pancakes with syrup, I literally will crave it all day long. It's really, really hard on me. So I just solved that problem by, I don't eat sugar in the morning. If I do, I'm putting fresh berries on my sugar-free peanut butter, or that kind of thing, so that it's super healthy, so that I can make it as long as I can. And if I made it into the evening without eating sugar, I probably won't eat it in front of the TV. Or if I do, it might be just a small little nibble of extra dark chocolate, which again, that'll be another video of why certain foods that we think are bad for us are actually really good for us. But right now, let's just eliminate any and all foods that have added sugar. Thanks for joining me. And if you have any questions, concerns, don't understand something I didn't mention, leave a comment below and I'll try to respond to you as soon as possible. Go over to my Instagram page. I'm pretty active on Instagram, so you can direct message me to Inga's Fit Tips and Eats, same as the YouTube channel. And I can help you out there. I'm happy to help people. I really, really enjoy seeing people succeed and feeling better about themselves. I know how life can really be hard on us some days, and then we tend to go back to our bad habits. And I'd like to see everybody mature and grow into age healthy and strong and doing all the things that you didn't get a chance to do because you were busy working and raising kids. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to catch up to all the things that I sacrificed myself for so that my kids could have a good life and going to work, etc., etc. So give this a try. 3 weeks, 21 days is not very long. It's a blink of an eye in the whole aspect of life. But if you can get rid of this one, this is probably the hardest one to do of all the other things that I'm going to teach you about. So subscribe so that you get a message when I post the next video. Go try my training videos. If you've never done strength training, I have beginning strength training videos for people who are curious what it's about. It's super, super good for you. Give it a try. Simple to do, little to no equipment. Thanks for joining me and have a great 3 weeks.